Okay, it looks like we're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Studio 44. I was already on earlier this morning. A lot of you got to see that video. I hope you enjoyed the props. I have to say, I got a chuckle. I looked in my comments today, and I saw that Archmage left a comment saying it was nothing but trash, which doesn't surprise me at all since Archmage is a retro stadium guy, and this whole update was futuristic stuff. So I got a kick out of that, Arch. I'm sorry, man. There's really nothing for you in that one. I get it. I really do. I'm excited about it. I like it. I think I think it could be fun. I think some of the new buildings, some of the new concession stands could be fun, but they already have problems with the stands. You can't. The stands don't line up. They're all the shorter version, like the stands that you would put behind the dugout, right? So that leaves that extra space so you can fit it behind the dugout and it doesn't go all the way to the fence. Well, the rest of the stands are the same way. And even if you wanted to cheat and, not have that, path, fan path line up and pull the thing forward, you can't do it because it reds out. But I'm refreshed. I took a few hours of sleep. I showered, I shaved, and we're here now. So what we have up here is a picture of the stadium I wanted to create. It's called Monsters Park. I just kind of assigned it to the Tokyo Monsters, even though we never really considered them a high-profile team. This is the stadium we used for them for a couple of years, but I think now we have a couple of Tokyo stadiums that are better. But I really like this part. I love left field with Legends Landing and the big wall of solar panels and all the different layers of seats. This is the second version. This is the one that I definitely like the second version better than the first. I don't think these luxury seats next to the scoreboard were in the original version. But, yeah, before we get into that, though, we do have a big announcement that I was supposed to make, if I'm not mistaken. We were supposed to let you know who won the 2023 Stadium of the Year contest. And I really want to tell you that. So give me one moment. Oh, what's that? Do you guys hear that? Hello, you are on live with Phil Sherman here in Studio 44. Who am I talking to?
This is Murph075.
Murph075. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the 2023 Stadium of the Year contest winner. Now, let me get this out of the way. Congratulations, Murph. I can't say I'm surprised.
Well, thank you. I am.
You're surprised? Well, you had a tough opponent going up against Arch. His retro parks are so good. And,
I know. He could have beat me so easily. I'm surprised he didn't, man.
Well, you had one of those stadiums. I really like a stadium when I download it, I look at it, I showcase it, and then, the next time I have a Ricky Davis League game, I'm playing it in that stadium. And that was the case with the shopping mall at the Ballpark Marriott. And I'm pulling it up right now. We're looking at it in the 2024 version because I kind of wanted it to surprise people. And oh my God, it's so good. Right field, especially with the different layers of stores and shops and restaurants and the bleachers. It's absolutely phenomenal. So when you...
Yep, I got to give credit to my wife for that. I was building a stadium one day, and she's like, you need to build a stadium that has a mall for mothers and daughters to go to while the husbands are watching baseball games.
Awesome. That is so cool.
And that's what I came up with. That's what the M&D on the thing, the M&D mall is for mother and daughter mall.
Oh, okay. All right. See, I do this stuff, and I tell my wife about this stuff, and she rolls her eyes and walks away. and it's funny because Sewell also told me, you're missing a thing over here because it read it out. I had to get rid of it, but this was over here. Oh, you can't see this. I forget that. I'm sorry. One of the Hit It Here cafes in center field read it out when I tried to download the stadium. That's what's going on. But Yeah, I tell my wife, and then Sewell told me that like her mom is subscribed to my channel, and his girlfriend watches some, his streams and his videos and stuff. And I'm like, I get none of that from my wife. My wife, she bought me my laptop, and she lets me spend all this other money on stuff. But after that, she's done with it. She don't care anymore.
That's funny.
So now, are these all stores that you find in your local area, or are these stores that you usually shop at, or?
It's stores that's been in the local malls here over the years. Like
Gotcha.
half of them's defunct now.
So just building a stadium, that's where it came from. Your wife said it. Do you usually have like a theme in mind when you start, or do you just start going and say, hey, this could be a good Star Wars one. I'll turn it into Star Wars.
It varies. Like the Star Wars one I made, it started out I was working on doing trying to make a minor league stadium for Sewell's contest.
Oh, okay.
And something caught my eye. I was trying to come up with the name for the team, for a minor league team, and I thought of the Nerf Herders. And then it went from being a minor league team to wound up making a Star Wars themed. So it usually where I start out isn't where I end up.
Gotcha.
Sometimes I'll see a prop or something, and I'll just start messing around with it, and then it turns into this what the stadium turns out to be.
Gotcha. All right.
And then times like with the RDL stuff, with the specific cities, that I would research cities and see what's popular in them, and then try to build around that.
Well, that was clear with the stadium you built for my brother, another contest that you won, by the way. That stadium with the slides going through. Let me change the topic real quick here. Ray and Sewell are joined on the comments. Ray Ratliff and Sewell21. So I wanted to ask, can you guys hear me and Murph at the same time? So we don't get too deep into this. And I mean, either way, I am recording this too. So if it's not going through the live stream, then we can at least play it back later. But so, okay, back to. Okay, Sewell says he can hear us, so that's great. But back to the stadium. I'm surprised you didn't enter Mark Stadium in. I love that one. Another one that you did for the Ricky Davis League that was fantastic was the Memphis one.
Oh yeah, I really like that one too.
We turned that one into the Memphis Rockers, or you turned it into the Memphis Rockers, and you had that awesome water out in left field. It looked amazing when it was turned on at night.
Yeah, it was hard to pick which one stadiums to submit for it.
And on this stadium, yeah, I had the same trouble, but I decided just to go with the stadiums I created this year because the ballpark at the Mooncash Casino and United Airlines, I did those in the original versions of the game. Do you go back to 21? Is that the first version of this game that had Stadium Creator? Yep. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's one of the... Because I had played MLB The Show, a couple of different ones over the years. And then a guy I played a different game with was telling me about Diamond Dynasty. And I thought, well, I'll get it and try it. And then I heard they was putting Stadium Creator in that year. And I'm like, well, that sounds like a lot more fun. And so I've been hooked ever since.
Now that we brought that up, I should tell my Stadium Creator short story. Do you got a minute? I'll try to make it short and sweet. Okay, so when the Stadium Creator came out, it was on the 21 version of the game, right? Yep. PlayStation 5s were impossible to find at that time because of COVID and all the, the delays with all that and finding chips and all that stuff. It was impossible. So we signed up to this service that would let you know as soon as like Walmart or Best Buy or whoever got some in. Well, I got a notification that Walmart had one in. I had people at work. I had people at home. I had my wife. I had my brother. We're all like swarming Walmart trying to get a PlayStation 5. And it just so happens I was at home and I got it. I'm going through and a lot of times you would put it in your cart and then it would disappear.
Yep.
So I finally got it in my cart, and I'm looking through, and I'm like, okay, it's still in my cart. It's still in my cart. It's still in my cart. And I got it, and I jumped up and down, and I'm screaming. I'm like, yeah! And I go into my email, and I check my email, and it says billing address, which is my current house, and then it said shipping address to my old house.
Oh no!
And I could feel the color leave my face.
I
I
bet.
screamed. I said, no! I mean, we're talking Luke Skywalker just finding out Darth Vader was his dad. No. Scream. So I'm on the phone. I'm calling Walmart. I'm calling FedEx. I'm calling all these people. FedEx says, nope, it's going there. You got to talk to Walmart. I called the Walmart. They said, nope, it's going there. You got to talk to FedEx. So long story short, I talked to my SRO. I work at a school. I talked to the police officer who works at our school. And I said, listen, am I allowed to camp out and wait for this package to show up and take it? And he said, yes, as long as it's addressed to you, you can take that off his porch. So luckily, my next door neighbor, I played softball with him. So I text him. I said, hey, can I camp out in your driveway? Because you get notifications now when packages are on the way, and you can pretty much track where it is.
Yeah.
So I had to leave work. I'm camped out in this parking lot on my lunch break. My lunch break's now an hour and like 45 minutes long, and the girls I was working with are covering for me. And I'm like texting them, okay, no eyes on the package yet. And then I see a FedEx truck, and I'm like, I think I have eyes on the package. And then I'm texting them back, package has been delivered. And I run on the porch. I left a note saying, listen, if you have cameras or something, I'm stealing something that was mine. It was addressed to me. So I grabbed it and left. And that's my PlayStation 5 story. Oh, what a nightmare it was. But it turned out to be a pretty good story at the end.
Oh, yeah. Those were hard to get. A friend of mine, I was like the last of our group to finally get one. And he had like all these different sites logged on. And I said, he messaged me. It's like, so-and-so has one. You want me to order it? I said, yeah, I'll put it in. And he hurried up and put the order in, and then I had to send him the money for it. But it was impossible to find them.
Yeah, they weren't in stores. Like I said, I had to get that special app. It was like an app they created just to track Xbox. I don't know what the Xboxes were, the next gen at the time.
I don't know their numbers.
Because like I said, I've said it before a million times in my extravaganza videos. I've been obsessed with baseball stadiums. I've got a book right here. This Trapper Keeper. I'm showing the camera, not you, obviously. But this Trapper Keeper is full of baseball stadiums I've drawn throughout the years. It's absolutely... Oh, I'm not on camera. I got to fix that. There we go. This Trapper Keeper right here. Can you see how thick that freaking thing is? All filled with stadiums. And there's 2 stadiums on a page, too. At least. So,
damn. Yeah, I get it. When I was a kid, I tried to build Old Bush Stadium out of popsicle sticks.
Oh, that's fun. That's kind of how it started with me. We would like take empty boxes and like a GI Joe case and have our GI Joes play baseball, and we'd make stadiums with big walls, and that inspired me to want to draw them. And of course, I'm the terrible drawer, so they're not nearly to scale or anything like that, but they're just sketches. And you'd think I'd be a better drawer because my dad is a graphic artist for what he did for a living. But oh my God, it was so fun. Let me see if I can pull up real quick the Memphis one, because the Memphis one is the Memphis shopping mall and the one you made for my brother. The 3 that you've done that I think are your best.
I appreciate that.
What do you remember? What you called the Memphis one?
FedEx Field, FedEx Stadium, FedEx something.
Because there's probably like a million. I better look up by you. I mean that gives us the opportunity to kind of cruise your vault, and that's kind of what I wanted. I wanted to talk about all your work and not just the winner, even though the shopping mall was a great park, and that's kind of the idea of the contest. But I got to do. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Paradise Falls Resort. Does that sound familiar? Is that a new one?
Yep.
All right, let's cruise through here. I don't want to spoil any new ones that I might show later for you. River Fork Fairgrounds, Diamond Ball Park, Blue Diamond Ball Park. Where do you get the time for all these? It takes me hours and hours and hours to make these things.
I've got down to where I can make a stadium in like 4 hours.
Wow, that's impressive. See, I've said this before too. I'm like Trey Parker. Have you ever seen that South Park behind the scenes episode? There's an episode where he says, "I'm so glad that there's a deadline, because if there wasn't a deadline, I would never have a finished episode, because I'd want to keep back and keep trying to make it perfect." And that's what I tend to do, is I keep going back and toying with this and that, and I stole Hollywood.
I started to do that back in 21, and then I would come up with more ideas that would wound up. I just thought, I'll just make a new stadium with this idea in it. And so once I'm done with the stadium, I'm usually just done with it.
Oh, okay. That's a good idea. I found myself doing that. Here's the one you made for my brother. RDL Grizzly Field, Alaska. So good. You can barely see it above Polar Bear Club. You can see the slides sticking out. He's got them like sticking out of a hole in the wall, so it looks like you're going through a tunnel. Freaking brilliant. Such a great idea. And he said, Mark said that you just barely beat out Arch again. Here, speaking of just barely, let me bring up the graphic real quick, because I did upload the picture of the final poll. You beat SANMANDAN by 2 votes.
Wow.
I think you had 15 and he had 13. Let me see. Where'd it go? Bear with me, everybody. I'm sorry. Yep, you had 15 votes, 29% of 52 votes, and Dan had 13. It's not the best picture I'm showing on the stream right now. I apologize for that. But Carmen's dad got 8 votes with Music City Field. 13th Street Ballpark by Ray got 9. And Ebbets Ravine by Dodger Blue took 7 votes. So it wasn't an easy victory, but you came home with it by the time the deadline ended. So, man, you got 34
Any one
pages.
of those could have easily beaten mine.
He really liked Arches. He really liked Sewell's. Sewell's was really good too. I texted Sewell not too long ago saying someone found his stadium and tinkered with it and re-uploaded it. To me, that's one of the most flattering things. If I'm cruising through the vault and I accidentally find my stadium, but uploaded by somebody else.
Yeah.
Here it is: FedEx Field at Beale Street Landing. So, for people who may be watching for the first time, we did the RDL Stadium search. My brother and I, we have a fully fictional league. It's all fictional players, all fictional teams, and now, thanks to Stadium Creator, all fictional stadiums. So my brother came up with the idea. He's like, hey, why don't you ask your guys to make us stadiums for the RDL? Because what I was doing is I was either making them, for the higher profile teams, or downloading them and, tinkering with them and then just using them. But, oh, look at this. You got like this. See, you could go back now and put people in here too, but do you like play in these stadiums at all, or do you just build them and say, here they are, just look at them?
I play in a bunch of them.
Okay.
I do the XP grinding on Diamond Dynasty.
Oh, okay.
That's why all the heights are set at max height and short fences and stuff like that.
But look at this water over here. It looks so good. Now, Sewell credits a lot of his stadiums to, like, I can't believe, is it called City Builder or something? Do you play other games where you create, like, cities or towns or anything like that?
I used to.
Okay. I remember Sim City way back in the day, but that was like 2D graphics.
Yeah, I used to play Sim City.
Yeah, this stadium was absolutely gorgeous. I remember seeing it at night and thinking, this is one of the best stadiums. So, if you're just joining us, we're talking to Murph075, the man, the myth, the legend. One of the better creators in the stadium creator community. He won the 2023 Stadium of the Year contest with the shopping mall at the Ballpark Marriott. And right now we're showing off one of his other pieces of work that he created for the Memphis Rockers in the Ricky Davis League. And it's phenomenal. This little seating section over here, and you got another little restaurant that's covered by the walkway with Gus's Chicken. It's so good. So freaking good. All right. Well, Murph, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to call in, and I wish I had some kind of prize for you, buddy, but my budget's small.
Oh, no, this is good enough, dude. I appreciate it.
I hope bragging rights are enough.
It is.
So thank you again. I appreciate the call. I appreciate all the work you've done for the RDL Stadium Search. I appreciate all the work you've done for my channel because, like I've said a million times before, my channel is so much better once I started getting stadiums submitted by you guys because, you know, I would just have to cruise through the vault and try to find good ones. And you know how much of a pain in the butt that can be. You run into Costco Park 75 million times and Hattie RTTS Glitz and all that stuff. So when you guys submit all these parks and ask me to show them for you, it just makes life so much easier, and I can't thank you enough for it.
Oh, well, I thank you because I appreciate you putting them up because it's cool seeing what other people think of your creations.
I agree, and thank you for saying that. It's also fun, like I said, with the Tinker Challenge, when people download your stadiums and then tinker with them and re-upload them. That way you really know what people do like about your stadiums because they're leaving the stuff that they like alone, you know,
yep.
And then they're tinkering with the other stuff. So that's one reason I like to have, you know, because like I've said this before too. I used to do stand-up comedy, you know, and I would test a joke out on my wife, and she'd say, oh, that's pretty funny. I'm like, listen, you got to be honest, because if you tell me it's funny and I go up on stage and I tell the joke and it bombs, you know, that doesn't do me any good. So I'm a big proponent of honest, conservative, you know, constructive criticism when it comes to feedback on anything creative.
Yep, it's how you learn.
Yeah, it's how you learn, and you just got to learn to take it, and it can only help. So, well, Murph, thanks again. I can't thank you enough for hopping on, and keep making great stadiums, and I'll keep showing them, buddy.
All righty, will do. Thanks.
All right, thanks, Murph. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Murph075, ladies and gentlemen. We tested it out, and it looks like the technology did not fail me today. According to Sewell, I'm still getting sound without the... Because what's happening is the computer wants to change my microphone level. Because we were in Respect to Pick Studios, and we have a soundboard because we have multiple microphones. Or if it's just because I remembered to turn the extension on today, but Frankie's back. Hello, Frankie. Hello, Sewell. Ray, I don't know if you're still with us. All right, so we have 9 viewers right now. So once again, congratulations to Murph075. Shopping Mall at the Ballpark Marriott, the Stadium of the Year 2023. Be thinking of ideas that could win it for you next year. And I'll have you on, just like I had Murph on. Thank you to Sewell21, because I was able to get in touch with Murph one-to-one with his Discord server. So head over to Discord and search for Sewell21. He has a Discord server where you can talk all things MLB The Show 24, not just Stadium Creator. He has stuff set up for Diamond Dynasty and all those other things. So thank you, Sewell, for having that set up. Also, thank you for hosting that ticket that I have printed out. Listen, I know a lot of you guys were disappointed with the update today. Personally, I dug it. Could there have been more useful stuff? Yes. But at the same time, I think it was better than the dinosaur update and the one after that put together. So, and of course, I have a home stadium that's called the Ballpark at the Moonshot Casino. So, I mean, all that stuff kind of fits in the theme of that stadium. So, Ray, Miles Dutton, is there anything new? Yes, there's tons of stuff new. Do we want to go through it? We can go through some stuff. My controller's dying. I don't know why. It's plugged in. Oh, there it goes. We can go through some real stuff real quick. Has anybody else not seen the new stuff yet? Let me get out of this stadium. I love this stadium so much. Because, like I said, the idea today was to either go through and create a new stadium, or I was going to give some tips. Not that most of you guys who, watch my channel need them, but I have got some people say, hey, I need tips on how to make a realistic stadium and stuff like that. Personally, I'm not the best at making realistic stadiums because I think if you want to, you need tips, Sewell? Yeah, my ass, you need tips. I need tips from you. Like the stadium, the bomb squad stadium, that's not a realistic. Who's gonna build fans into a bridge? I like United Airlines. Again, I don't think it's realistic though, with the bleachers hanging off a building across the street onto the park, but Murph says he could use some tips. Oh boy. Don't forget about the Tinker Challenge, guys. We have stadiums that need to be tinkered with. This is one of them, Samsung Energy Park. It's in the vault. I can't remember who the creator was off the top of my head. I apologize for that. But he said he wanted this stadium. Is it Justice Beaver 24? I'm not sure. He did submit one. All of my stadiums are up for tinkering. This is another one that is up for tinkering. Lake Park by Al Pickles. Do I have a blank spot now? I might have to delete a stadium. Oh, I'm very excited. Do we want to do this now? Let's do this now, real quick. And I'll throw it in another video later, maybe. Let's look at the tinkering I did with Aloha Stadium from SANMANDAN. So he had all this over here, and this is phenomenal. This looks great. This is where I think that new tool could be put to good use. Let me see if I can find that new tool. It looked like a bridge. I'll stop when I see other new ones for those of you who haven't seen. Here's a new one. Thank you, Sewell. I appreciate that. Sewell says I had a good mixture of realistic and fun. I appreciate that. I try. This is new. I mean, this has Bespin Field written all over it, right, Murph? I want to find that bridge-looking one. It would have been perfect for this little walkway that Dan had. But what do you think, guys? Do we want to create a stadium? This thing looks pretty cool. This could be kind of decorative, right? Is the new bridge huge? I thought there was something smaller. Let me get it in the air. Here's a new one. This looks like the first transport is away. Yay! Speaking of Bespin and Empire Strikes Back. See, I think there's cool things in here that the seats, the problem with the seats, though, is that they won't blend in with any other seats. It's pretty much all or nothing if you use those seats. Am I going the wrong way to look at new stuff? Shit, I am. I'm sorry. And what the hell is this thing? Oval neon awning? What the is this? Come on. I mean, most of the places you put it, you're not going to be able to see it. I mean, I guess if you put it right up to the home run fence, it could look like a walkway or something, or like framing of the stadium, but I don't know. But look how big it is. It's so big. See, look, that fits right over a stadium almost. Why can't they build us a roof? Miles Dutton, I don't know if you're subscribed to my channel or if you've seen stadiums here before, but my team for a fictional league that I have, is the Las Vegas Gamblers. Our home stadium is called the Ballpark at the Moonshot Casino, space themed. So yes, these tools work a lot for me. Oh, I remember this too. Neon ring. Oh, and something else. I never checked these out at night. Someone else told me that these look pretty cool at night. I wish you could cycle through the props. Yeah, see? That looks like it's getting beamed up. That ship's about to get beamed up. I wish you could circle through these props in night mode. But look, this thing, I got a kick out of this morning. This is in the features department. Concessions. It says concessions right on it. And it's in the features department. Unbelievable. Carlos Rivera, how's it going, buddy? Uh-oh, Carlos Rivera's got a big idea. Nick J, thank you. Right bumper. Let's do that. Right bumper, go to search tag. I always pull it up accidentally, but then I can never find it. Okay, why is my brain leaving me here? I don't know how to do it. Right bumper, go to search kit, go down to Future City kit. Why can't I bring up that window, guys? Help me out here. I'm sorry. Click 1R after selecting a prop. Oh, there it is. Okay. Thank you. All right. And then search Future City. Okay, here they are. Future City. Now, I don't know who heard me or who didn't, but I'm going to demolish Dan's stadium here for a second here. Sorry, Aloha, you're beautiful. Okay, the future cities are still there. Okay, so say you want to put, and now it's not going to let me because I don't have enough memory, but see, this is as far as you can go. And then all the other ones, you can't get them close enough to the field. They red out. Now, of course, that's not going to hold true because I'm in the stadium, but all right, I'm losing track of what I got on here to do. I wanted to show you real quick Dan's, the adjustments I made to Dan's. I don't know if you remembered, but this was all just seating back here. It all just looked like this. So what I did is I kind of turned this into a little deck, and I stole this restaurant idea from stadiums I've seen throughout the vault, and I used it for updates I made to the Dam Beaver Park. And I kind of built more decks off the anomaly that he had in right center field. And I put these stands up here. Now, I had to find a way. I'm not crazy about this idea, but I had to find a way to hide the rest of the stands because I didn't want them way back there like that. So I just kind of doubled up on that one building, and I think it works okay. So I really like how right field turned out. And that's basically all the changes I made. I did clean up the fountain a little bit. That's a lot of tedious work. And I built this little bridge off. So, Dan, if you ever see this, I hope you like the changes, buddy. But this is a stadium that Dan offered up to change. It was gorgeous to start with. I loved this bridge, how it jolts out instead of hugging the home run fence. I think that makes it look so much nicer. And it blends in perfectly with this prop back here. Excellent, excellent idea. I did kill the scoreboard over here. I think just because I was hurting with memory, I killed his A. Again, because it had a bunch of plants, and I think those plants take a lot of memory away, too. So that's the only reason I got rid of those. The A was a great idea because it looked like, what is it called? The lei? The thing that you put on your head? Is that what it's called? This beautiful double deck concourse. Or triple deck up here. Yeah. And then I turned it into multi-level decks over here because this was mostly stands over here in right field. So what do you think? I don't know if you guys remember his version, but I think it turned out really nice. I didn't have a game plan going in. Like, usually I have, like, one thing in mind that I want to accomplish, and I do that first, and then I build off everything else. I think this one turned out really nice. It's in the... Oh, it's not in the vault yet. I didn't upload it because I didn't want anybody to see it before it was ready, but I will upload it. I'm going to call it Aloha Stadium Remix, if you care to have it. I'm obviously not going to save it because we have this emptiness here. Because I demolished the stadium to try to show the new seats. But, yeah, I was happy with the way this one turned out. I wish I could find that little bridge. Because as soon as I saw it this morning... Oh, right here. Here's the Hall of Justice. Justice, Super Friends, anybody? Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice. And it had, I think Casey Kasem was doing the voice of Robin, right? Batman. We need to go find the Joker. This call brought to you by Elko. I used to do a pretty good Casey Kasem impression. Dear Casey Kasem. Here it is, this guy. I could see this guy being a bridge in a water like this. I guess it's bigger than I thought, but it could still work. You know, without this concourse, you know, something like that. I think that could really work. I think this one's really nice. You can either, you know, bury it and use it like that, or have it up like that. And, yeah, you can see there's a little tunnel right in here. Meow. Yeah. I think this one's really cool. Oh, I'm not sure why my government name is on here, haha, but it's... Oh, Jedi Yank! Carlos, okay. Jedi Yank, you're my hero, man. You introduced me to the anomaly. I found Dairy Park in the vault, so you're the man. Miles Dutton, thank you for helping me get through to the thing. They don't reach the field. They're all dugout lengths except the curve pieces. I like it. Looks good. Myron King Jr. I haven't heard from you before, buddy. Thank you. Welcome to the channel. This prop lights up. Ooh, let's take a look. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Hold on, let me move it away from the light that Sam and Dan had set up. Okay, yeah. That looks really cool. Ladies and gentlemen, we may have a whole new ballpark at the Moonshot Casino. Oh, my goodness. All right, what do we want to do, fellas? Do we want to build a stadium? Do you want to go through the new props in a different field? Let's back out of this one. Sam and Dan, I hope you like those changes. No, Nick J. This is something that has been going on from the beginning of the Stadium Creator tool. Everybody hates it. Everybody has told SDS Studios that's the first thing that has to change. You have to get the bullpens off the field. As of 2025, there will be one stadium left where the bullpens are off the field because Oakland is done. Unless the stadium they move into also has bullpens on the field. And guess what? The two stadiums that have bullpens on the field are the two biggest pieces of shit in Major League Baseball. Not a single other stadium has bullpens on the field anymore. San Francisco, Wrigley Field, spent millions and millions of dollars to take them off the field. I just don't get it. The only thing I can think of why they do it is the animations. They need to show the people warming up in the bullpen, and they don't have any other way to do it. But, I mean, you see the background of the rest of the field when you do it. The only other thing I think they should do, if that's the case, is just take them off the field and then just assume that bullpens are inside. And then you could show an animation of people warming up inside. Because personally, I'd rather have no bullpens on the field and no bullpens at all. You know what I mean? To get rid of them completely if that's the case, rather than, try to fart around and put them, behind the home run fence. Or I'm just worried that the other problem that's going to turn on is that once they do take them off the field, they're going to put them in a set in stone place behind the home run fence. And I don't think that'll make me very happy either, because a lot of stadiums, have them in different places or they have them stacked. Yes, Nick J. It's caused a lot of injuries. So I hear you, buddy. Phil and I made a wish list video. Oh, this is Sewell. Phil and I wish list. It's kind of long, though, over an hour. Yes, and like I said earlier, I don't know if you were with me earlier, but I have a ticket. It's posted right on Sewell 21. It's also posted on my Facebook page. Studio 44 with Phil Sherman Facebook page is live. You can go there and you can check out the ticket that I wrote up. It's got a bunch of different problems, very popular problems that people have with the Stadium Creator tool. You can copy it and then paste it right in the submitted ticket form in MLB The Show 24. Let's let them know that these are the things we want. The two biggest things I'd say at this point are bullpens off the field and home run distances on the wall. A third would probably be retractable roofs, an option to have a retractable roof or just a dome in general. And then a lot of people I know want the old school AstroTurf with just the dirt at the bases, like in, like Toronto and Pittsburgh and all those cookie cutters used to have. Thanks, Myron. It's good to have you. I get so flattered every time I see a new subscriber. I'm mind blown that there's this many people who care this much about stadiums. Because, like I said earlier, I've been obsessed with baseball stadiums my whole life. This dates back to the 90s, the early 2000s. I mean, just look how thick this book is of stadiums I drew. I don't know if you can see them, but there's stadiums on the front cover, and then there's stadiums on the back cover. I'm absolutely crazy. I'll be sitting at a chair or a rug, and I'll go back and forth and try to make grass patterns. I went all out for my wiffle ball fields. I just think it's so unique, like basketball, 3-point lines, the same distance, foul lines, the same distance, football field, 100 yards and, 50 yards, I think, width, right? Baseball stadiums, they're all different. Same thing with golf, Like we were watching the game last night and it was a little frustrating because the Yankees were down 2 and Oswaldo Cabrera hit a deep fly ball to that new home run fence in Baltimore that 3 years ago would have been a home run in a tie game, but they backed the fence up. And as frustrating as that can be sometimes, it's also kind of fun to watch them talk about how, different stadiums, it wouldn't have been a home run or it would have been a home run or whatever. So my next question is now, does anybody else want to call in? I can call in and you can talk to me just like Murph. I'm going to put up the phone number. 1-585. I got to remember it here because it's brand new. 673. And then I wanted to make it easy to remember, so I picked a number that was Derek Jeter, Jorge Posada. Boom. Sewell, you want to call in, buddy? There it is. There's the number. 585-637-0220. Please don't call in with anything offensive. I'll hang up immediately. Let's make this fun. Let's make this light. I hope you guys are having fun with this. What do we want to do? Let's open up a new field. I'll delete one of my fields because I know they're uploaded. And I could just download them again later. Did I upload this changes yet? Let's do that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a voice call. Where's my answer button? Why can't I answer? What's happening? Here it is. Hello, is this Sewell?
This is Sewell.
Sewell 21. What is going on today, sir?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm very sorry you're disappointed in the update.
Yeah, it's okay. It's just not for me.
Yeah, were you on when I read what Arch said?
I don't think so. I just woke up and jumped on.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Archmage hates it. Because all of his stadiums
does he?
Yeah, well, all of his stadiums are retro. He makes all these stadiums from like 1922.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, they don't fit in old
Maybe he can make a
Evans
Back
Field.
to the Future stadium.
Well, he made a couple of newer stadiums for me that were really good.
Yeah. Yeah, these are always really good.
Bum, 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 bum. R74, I just showcased some stadiums for you, right? I agree, our R74, and Sewell, he'll tell you the same thing, right? We want smaller sections of seating.
Yep, that's why I always end up using I think it's the Dodger bleacher section. I overuse the crap out of that because it's so small. It's just easy to use to make smaller sections.
Right, but sometimes, if there's not a lot of people at the game, it looks crappy. What I would like to see is a section of field level seatings no bigger than this part right up here. Because think about how
well, I think if you take, like those big ones that you're showing right now, there's one, if it was just like the back section, like that would be fine.
See, that would be perfect. If you could hide the rest of those and put that in there like that. I want someone...
Yep.
Jedi Yank, did you find are you still here? If you're still here, did you find the glitch yourself? Did you create the glitch? I would love whoever created the glitch to make it so props could go on the field. Unfortunately, someone would probably ruin it where, they would do like they did with that Wrigley Field and put the Philly, anomaly in the middle of the thing. But wouldn't it be great if we could, like hide some of these props and get them closer to the field? Like, I would love to be able to hide most of the Kansas City waterfall. So now I can show you what I'm talking about with this the new space.
Have you seen the new? Yeah, those new props right there. They don't reach all the way to the field. They're all bullpen.
Yes, that's what I was
trying to show. Except for the curved ones.
It's very frustrating. So right off the bat, they got a new feature that they have to fix, and then you try to put this guy right here. See, when I don't want it to come up, it pops right up. Okay, and that's all good and fine, but then if you try to put up another skinny one, they don't reach the field, and there's no other ones that reach the field. Oh, the curved ones do. So, I mean, I guess that could work, but still, it's a little weird, right? They're supposed to have a straight one. And even if you try to cheat and not have the walkway there meet up, it's
still going to look bad.
Right, and it reds out. You can't even get it there if you want it to. So that kind of stinks because you can't really use these seating options with any other one. It doesn't go with classic for sure. It doesn't go with modern. It doesn't go with contemporary. It doesn't work if you try to blend those together.
Yeah. Are the default seats purple, or will the seat colors change? I guess I didn't even look at that.
Oh, let's see. Oh, I got to go right here. Properties, seat color. Yep, you can change them. It looks like.
Okay.
Let's make them.
I just remember my. Oh, okay. Here's just defaults to purple. I don't think mine does in my game.
Yep, they're green now.
Maybe it does. Okay.
So yeah, that's very frustrating that doesn't work. I kind of like the two-tiered plaza level. I mean, that could almost serve as an upper deck right there, or that kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that they tried something different at least.
Right. It's not just creatures and monsters running around. I was worried that we were going to have Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Terminator running through here. Come on, let's go. Somebody commented on this post. I was so I got a kick out of it. He said, "You earned my subscription just for the Star Wars impressions that you did today." So I was thinking.
Oh yeah, dude, you're well this morning your Jar Jar Binks that one was pretty spot on too.
Yeah, figures that my best Star Wars impression is the worst character in the whole series. But Misa not looking Jar Jar Binks, okay day?
Yeah, I think he's probably the most hated character in the Star Wars series, isn't he?
Yeah, and it's too bad. It's terrible what the actor went through, but he got redemption. He played a Jedi in one of the seasons of Mandalorian, right? He helped Grogu escape.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. I mean, Mandalorian's good.
So that was cool. Yeah, I really liked season 1 and 2. 3, not as much, but 1 and 2 were great. There's going to be a movie. And I can't wait for that.
Oh, is there? Yeah, I haven't heard that yet.
Yeah, there's going to be a movie kind of wrapping things up, kind of tying things together between the stuff that's going on in, like, Mandalorian and, you know, the other Star Wars shows, and then connecting them to, like, The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. But, see, this is the kind of nerd talk. If you like this kind of nerd talk, check us out at Respect the Pick, me, my brother, and my nephew. Also on YouTube, and you can find it wherever you see your podcasts. But, all right, so there's those. What do these look like at night? Do they do anything special? No. Maybe these...
Oh, I agree with R74 there. The teal walkways are ridiculous. I think there's one, because they have green stairs, there's one prop where the stairs changed to white. Like, they didn't make them green. And I think it's the upper decks. It's really weird, because I was messing around with them last night. I was like, that's interesting that they just kind of changed.
I do like the roof. I think the roof could work. Not this one necessarily, but these guys, that might be able to work with different stadiums. Why is my angle so terrible? Yeah, see, I think that could work with any other seating. And it might be easier to fit them on places because there's not so many, you know, rafters hanging down that would need spots, you know, need something to... Brandon McCombs, hello. You look like a new name, too. Welcome to Studio 44. Steven Kombartsky, am I saying your name right? Welcome. Steven, you'd love to know how to make a stadium. Well, I plan on doing a stadium tips video eventually here soon. I was going to do it today, but, I mean, we're having too much fun just going through the new props and picking on them and having callers for the first time. So, Sewell, what about you? How do you go through the process? Do you have a concept in mind before you get in there, or do you just kind of wing it?
I always have, like, one small idea. Like, usually when I'm at work or not even on the game, I'm like, oh, you know, it'd be kind of cool to try and do this for one part of the park, and then it just kind of, like, booms into something else. Like, when I did my last one, Vince Scully Stadium, I was like, you know, I want to do something different behind home plate down the lines with, like, because, I don't know how much you looked at that one behind home plate, but the walls are pretty much straight up, and the field's all, or the seating starts at a higher level, and it's all suites at the first level.
I looked through it real quick. I do remember liking that stadium a lot. A lot of fun little layers and yeah. All right, I'm trying to get here. Smaller sections like the one in Pittsburgh. Yeah. Do you have any links to minor league stadiums or college ballparks? I don't have any links. Do you mean like specific stadiums that were recreated? I know Sewell made one, right? You made the one for the Charlotte Spiders.
Yeah. Oh, there's one guy I just saw. I featured one of his on Stadiums That Inspire, and I found it on Operation Sports. He's actually recreated every minor league stadium. It's
I saw that too.
Original Alex 719 or something like that.
I saw that too. Maybe check out Nick J. Check out Operation Sports website. I do remember seeing that he wanted to create all the stadiums. I created Frontier Field in the very first version of the game. I couldn't get myself to do it again, but that's my home stadium here. We have the AAA affiliate to the Washington Nationals. Used to be with the Twins, and before that, it was the Orioles for years and years and years and years and years. And we had Silver Stadium, and then that closed down in '96, and then in 1997, Frontier Field opened. And ever since, that's been my stadium. Now it's what the hell is the name of the stadium now? I can't even think of it. I'm so used to.
You talking about Innovative?
Innovative, that's it. Innovative Field. I'm so used to Frontier Field, you know. I can't imagine being an Indians fan trying to call them the Guardians. We're 2 years in, and I think people still have trouble with it. But yeah, check out Operation Sports. They do
Yeah,
have.
I'm pretty sure the username's original Alex719 if I remember right. But yeah, he's recreated I think every AAA park and a lot of the AA parks. He's made like 80 stadiums total.
Oh wow, holy hell.
Yeah.
Nick J, I do use franchise. I create a completely fictional roster. Well, I shouldn't say I create a completely fictional roster. I have a team. My brother has a team. Completely fictional players. I just found out from, I think, Operation Sports that there is a decent fictional roster out there. I don't know it off the top of my head, but there is a fictional roster out there. I can post it, later maybe. I have a fictional team. My brother has a fictional team. And then there's maybe like 4 or 5 other full teams of guys that we created. And then we just usually plug them into other fictional rosters and borrow players from other leagues. Completely fictional teams. And now, thanks to Stadium Creator, completely fictional rosters. And it's so fun. But it looks like you use it for real players with more in-depth. Yeah, I have seen those where they go in and like edit the minors, to more like the AA and high A or whatever that they use. Brandon McCombs, try field level 6. What are we doing with field level 6?
You talking about the new ones?
Oh, is he? Does that one go? I'm still on plaza level. Okay. Field level 6. Yeah, see, if you go in, you can't get it close to the field. And I've tried turning it because sometimes the angle will make a difference, but you can't get it in there.
It's so strange.
Yeah, I don't get it. I hate the redding out. I mean, I get it where they don't want props in the middle of the field and make it so you can't play, but you got to be able to get stuff close to the field. I mean, even Toronto, the Sky Dome or Rogers Center, it used to have a bunch of space behind the home run wall, and then the stands were kind of on top. So if you hit the ball over the fence, it would just bounce into nothing and just keep going and keep going and keep going. But now with the renovations, they sucked everything up against the wall like most stadiums are. Usually if the ball's going to be a home run and it just bounces on flat ground, it's going to be a bullpen. Right?
Yeah.
So I hate the dead space, which is created by, quirks in the home run fences and anomalies, or the batter's eyes. The Minnesota one especially. If you're using this guy, you can't get anything close to this part that jolts out. So if I ever want this as the batter's eye, I always pick like this or the dinosaur one, and then use an anomaly and use it to hide the real batter's eye so you can suck things up close.
Yeah, that's what I do too. I have it set to like the smallest batter's eye every time, then I'll just hide another one right over the top of it.
And that's an example of a tip I can give any new stadium creators, So first of all, if there's any new stadium creators here, who was it here who said that they would love to learn how to make stadiums?
Yeah, I keep thinking about doing a tips video, and I've had people message me saying like, "Hey, can you just show a video of you building a stadium start to finish?" And I was like, I suppose I could do that. It'd be a long video, but
yeah. Murph, I don't know if you heard all of Murph's. He says he's building them in like 4 hours now.
Yeah, I think it's about what I do, like 4 or 5 hours.
I'm working on a stadium. I'll start one at like 8:00 at night. I'll blink and it's 4:30 in the morning. It's terrible what the stadium thing does to me. Oh, Steven, he says, I would love to know how to make a stadium. Well, here's how you start, Steven. There's a glitch that's still in use, the batter's eye glitch, where you can actually take the batter's eyes, and I didn't do it. I should have done it, Sewell, but I didn't. You can actually, if you start with a stadium that has batter's eyes glitched out of the locked position of behind center field, you can move them and use them wherever you want. So let's go into, let's do that real quick. Of course, nothing's real quick when you have to use the internet and stuff. But I hope you guys like this format. What do you think? You guys like calling in? You like hearing from Sewell and Murph and all these other guys? Where's Dan and Arch? I want to hear from them guys. I know Arch hates it, and I don't blame him because he's a old school guy.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a single prop in here that he can use. Oh, he'll find a way to repurpose stuff though. He always does.
Right, he finds ways to like make them like turn into decoration for like, you know, like a facade or like a certain building that's supposed to be there. But if you're making,
they're two guys that whenever I do something for stadiums that inspire, I load it up. I'm like, well, how did they do this? And I'll pick apart their stadium and be like, oh, I'm recording. I gotta edit all of this out now.
at first, Sewell had this stadium created under the name Batter's Eye, right? Something like that. You took Dairy
Yep.
Stadium from Jedi Yank, and you deleted all the other Batter's Eyes. Ooh, that's a cool looking stadium. I like right field over there. Here it is. Batter's Eye Park.
I have Start Here Park saved my first slot, so that's what I just start a new park on every time. So I'm gonna search it.
So here's what you want to do. You start with Start Here Park, Steven. I can't recommend this enough because if you have a stadium that started with the batter's eyes not locked in, you can move them around and use them as a regular prop. And then you can cycle. They're grouped, so I got to disband the group. But you can cycle through, and it's got all the available batter's eyes. And you can even snap them together just like you would any other prop. You know, make a whole big line of them.
Yeah, they act like just like a regular prop.
So that's the only thing that doesn't act like a regular prop is you can't go up and down. But the way to counteract that is you find a regular prop, combine it with that prop. If I can learn how to talk, group them together, grab by the other prop, then you can move them up and down. So that kind of gets to be a pain in the butt, especially if you want them close to the home run fence. But your other prop is leaking over, then it reds out. So you have to dismantle the prop once you get as close as you want to the stadium, and then move it closer to the thing. Now the problem,
yeah, that's the prop I use for the home run line too. If you have all straight walls with no curves, it can work out pretty well.
oh yeah, the curves make it tough. I never use this template because these little walls right here are a bitch to get straight. So I don't usually use those. But yeah, you can put these things anywhere. Now you can't see. The ball will fly right through them, but you could save a stadium like this. And the problem is that some jokers are now leaving them in there and thinking it's funny and playing online with them. So SDS is now more aware of the problem, and I'm worried that they're going to go in there and fix the patch, and we're not going to be able to take advantage of them anymore. Because I like them because you can kill the dead space that we talked about, because the redding out does not affect these props.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Yeah, so I use the Tigers one a lot. Oh, they're still grouped. I use this one. I could probably use this one too. It's got a pretty flat surface. But I was hoping for one with a bigger, flatter surface.
Yeah, just for like on a concourse getting it close. Well, that's a good one to use.
Right.
I was searching for one the other day, and I was just like, man, I can't use any of these.
I wonder how the new ones are. This one might be good too because it's got that grass. Ooh, Sewell, we have something cooking here with this guy.
Okay, there it is. I'm hearing you, and then the stream for me is like 8-second delay.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
but now I see it.
Well, I'm glad.
Oh yeah, that could actually work pretty good.
Yeah, because you move that down, and then look at that, boom. You can have that sucked up right up against the wall, and then you can put it in the corner and kind of copy the two together, to make this like that. So that could work out good. The problem with this one is in a more modern park, those bricks look kind of like they're in rough shape. I mean, it's called...
Yeah, it looks like an Aztec temple more than like a...
Right, it's called Ruins, right? Ruins is in the actual name of the prop.
Yeah, that might be able to combine nicely with like the Zen waterfall, though, if you're trying to make like a very specific themed park.
Yeah. So here's the other thing, Steven. This is another glitch that I didn't find until later. The first I saw this in was Murph's stadium that he built for the San Jose Wizards. This is just a window. from the home run fence. And this was glitched out somehow to be used as a regular prop. And now, if you want, you can use that as a fence. So my advice to anyone making a new stadium is to go to Start Here Park from Sewell 21 and start here, because then you can clone these guys and, use them to your heart's content.
Yeah, those windows you can use for any wall prop. I'm not sure why you'd use the doors or the ivy, because the ivy looks terrible.
I haven't done that yet, but we were talking this morning, by the way, Sewell, and this is not new. This color, it's not new.
The wall color?
Yeah, because I went back to the old version of the game, and it's available there too.
Okay, I didn't think it was, but I thought maybe they did it to match the teal with the
So
new seats.
I thought this. I keep cruising right past it. I thought this was a new shade of blue, but it's not. I think it's just like a green or a darker green.
Yeah.
But, some of the things that we're all frustrated with and why I created the ticket is because you still can't put these, because we're talking about the home run walls, you still can't put more than 2 of these together. And it's beyond frustrating, because you could easily do it in 21, you could easily do it in 22, but you couldn't do it in 23, and you can't do it in 24 still. I just don't understand how something like that gets passed.
Yeah, well, and I've told you before too. It's like if you zoom in on it, it's the top left corner. If you toggle between the green and blue windows, you can see the top left corner sticks out just a touch more, and I think it's causing like a collision issue.
But why does that ever change? So
I don't know.
Here they are both together. What part is it that?
I think it's the top left corner.
Okay, yeah, it kind of.
There's it's like the padding sticks out just a touch. If you toggle between just blue and green, you can see it sticks out just a little bit more, and I think it causes a collision issue, and that's why it's not able to go right next to the other one.
Okay. Either way, it's beyond frustrating. It's beyond infuriating, because without being able to put scoreboards in the wall, another tip is you put the holes in the walls.
But you're stuck with green.
Right. You can only use the green windows.
Right, because like on my new field, Vince Scully Field, everything's blue except I wanted to put bullpens underneath in the corners, which I did, but there are green windows on blue walls now.
Oh, this is another prop that I think this will be nice. I think these will be cool to put. I think these work in any stadium, to put these over like a bleacher section or something. I think those work. I think that's a cool one. The advanced awning short.
Yeah.
I was very disappointed, Sewell, you brought it up, I think, that they didn't have a futuristic canoe.
Yeah.
How do you do this big update and not have a futuristic canoe to go along with traditional?
Space canoe? Come on.
And right? Come on. But here's a good way to make, to have a laser scoreboard. You put the holes in the fences and then bring the laser ribbon up here. Now, in the old versions of the game, 22, because 21 didn't have the laser ribbon built right on the plaza level seating. It was just like a blank scoreboard. So in the 22 version of the game, they gave us these working laser ribbons built right into plaza level seating that we have to cruise through more things in now. But this is the first
one of the modern ones
of all the versions of it. Here we go. So I would have to do this, to put the laser ribbons behind a fence. And then I would have to find ways to hide the seats to have the laser ribbon. So the laser ribbon was a huge win for me when they added that. That's a great prop to have, because you can also laser ribbon, the lining of your outfield. Murph says he thinks Ruins will be the next update. I couldn't figure out how you guys are moving up and down. Thanks. Yes, R74. Like I said, I want to give the best tips I can. Some of these guys online are masters with the anomaly. So creative. I agree, Myron. I get mad. And I've shown it before in my Stadium Creator videos. When Sewell came up with that freaking water coming right into the fountain, I was so mad, because I tried to get so creative with fountains, and that was like the best idea I saw yet. And that stadium won second place. I don't know if you guys saw earlier on, I had Murph075 on with me live. Thank you again, Murph, for calling in and chatting with me about your stadiums and your ideas.
Well, that was Dan's. That wasn't mine.
Right. That's what. Didn't I say Dan or did I say Sewell? I'm sorry.
No, you said me. I
Oh,
don't want to
okay.
take credit
I'm
for it.
sorry.
That was all Dan.
Yeah, Sam and Dan. That and like I told Murph, I like the stadium when I go into the Ricky Davis League and use that stadium right away. And that's the same thing with Dan's Riverside Park. I went right in and used it because I loved it. It was such a good. I was so mad. That one and using the Lazy River as a front.
Oh, the brick facing.
Yeah, something different than just the concourses that they have. And they gave us a bunch of new concourses at the beginning of the last game, but none of them are really great. I mean, some of them look like, there's sand and stuff. There's some good buildings that I think might work. Some new buildings. Like, I could see this guy someplace. I mean, again, a diner. It seems like a diner should be in a concession, but I can imagine it's a lot of tedious work to kind of get these. Look at this freaking thing. This thing is a monster. But again, this one could be fun if you could bury it, and have just a little bit sticking up and get it closer to the home run fence. I think that would be really nice. That could be fun. But unfortunately, they're renting out. And
because it's underneath the stadium.
Yeah, I get why they do it. I do. And unfortunately, it probably means we'll never have an overhang. This thing is fun, right? This is the modem, I call it. This thing looks just like
a big skinny one.
It looks like a modem. Yeah, I'm trying to find more stadiums that could blend in, or more buildings that can blend in. Should I do what AP Gaming does when he gets on here with the new props? He usually just lays them all out.
Yeah, that's what I've seen most YouTubers do for other games too. Is they kind of have them like in a big grid to show them off. They're also huge though. Well, most of the buildings in that.
Search.
I wonder why Murph thinks Ruins will be next. Well, I guess if you're going to guess anything that's non-baseball related, it's a pretty good shot.
City. There we go. Okay. So I'm not going to do all the stands, but I'll lay out all the other props so we can see them. There's a roof. There's another roof. We don't need to see all the versions of the roof. This is the one thing I'm not crazy about, though. This has got to be behind the main one, right? Like behind home plate. The upper deck.
Yeah.
I'm torn about the upper deck. I don't know if I like the space in between like that or not.
Well, it's because they have like escalators that go down in between, like behind.
Oh wait, what? I guess I didn't look enough. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. Yeah, I think they look cool enough. I happen to like that color, but I mean, it's just tough because it doesn't really go in with the rest of. Why did it kill my future search? This might take forever if we try to lay them all out. So
every time you play this one, you're gonna have to retype it.
Yeah, I'll just show them and then move on. I kind of like this. This you won't even need an upper deck if you use this, I think. And it's got the end cap, so that's good. I was excited to see new seating. That's always something I wanted from an update was new seating. Again, I wish it would be like even this. That's not too bad, and you can get it. You can suck it up right close to the wall. But I mean, it'd be hard to hide that panel that sits up at that wall.
I mean, if you have like the right building, or even like
Shit, I did it again.
Oh yeah, you clicked on something and now they're all gone. I don't know. I don't see myself using them like pretty much any of these things yet. The new light, it looks like it might be able to light up the concourse pretty good. It's just like that little skinny pole light.
Future City. All right, I just got to remember not to click. All right, look like a ray, a devil ray. My guess is runes will be next. Okay, nothing really new yet for a while. All right. Sewell, how are the folks doing? I know you said the folks are in town.
Yep, they're pretty good. They're just hanging out. They're downstairs.
Does your mom like my last video? I was so surprised when you told me your mom subscribed to my channel.
Yep.
Why is it just doing the plazas? It's just doing the seating.
I think because the actual name of them is Future City, but the other stuff is like,
Oh, okay.
maybe just do Future. I don't know. But
there was a lot of buildings.
yeah,
I know that. This one's straight out of Alderaan. This was taken right from a Star Wars game. Tell me that ain't in Alderaan. Well, it's not in Alderaan anymore, is it?
What's the
Nothing.
It reminds me too, like the I can't think of the city that the Senate's on that they go to. I'm blanking
Coruscant.
on it. Coruscant, yeah, it looks like a Coruscant building to me.
Yep. There's nothing on Alderaan anymore. I shouldn't say it's from Alderaan. If it was on Alderaan, it's gone.
Yeah, it's not on Alderaan anymore.
I said it earlier. See, this is a newer one too, and this one didn't look too super futuristic, right? This is another one where if you get it, it's got a flat wall, so if you get it close enough to the field, it could kind of serve as like a grassy area.
Derelict home.
Right? That's new.
Oh yeah, you could use that. That would actually look really good if you needed like a grassy area, like in your like concourse or plaza.
Yep. So that one's pretty good.
It looks kind of overgrown though, you know. So it's kind of like, maintenance didn't show up this week.
Right.
Get the lawnmower out.
A new twin tower type complex for people with horrible taste to crash buildings into or airplanes into.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a South Park fan, okay? I like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I have a big sense of humor. You know, I get that you're supposed to, you know, find the humor in almost anything or not be so sensitive about it. And I hate to sound like an old fuddy-duddy, but 2 years ago I took a trip to New York City, and we went to the 9/11 museum. And we were there for like 3 hours, and it was like the most miserable 3 hours of your life. And it's not because, you know, you're bored or anything like that, or you don't appreciate it. It's just because it's so sad. The stories that they tell, and they have all the pictures of people on the walls, and I just don't see how, if you ever visited that place, you could ever make a 9/11 joke. So
yeah, that's like my girlfriend said the same thing about when she went to the Holocaust Museum in DC. Like, it's really educational, interesting, but like it's like, holy crap! Like,
yeah,
that's an actual part of history.
I mean, my face was swollen from crying the whole time I was in there. You know, when you hear like voice messages from people who knew they were dying, and I'm sorry, I'm bringing this whole thing down, but I just wish they would.
Yeah, this took a hard left turn, man.
Well, I saw the two buildings, and you see it all the time. It's not new. It's not fresh. It's not an original joke. Stop doing it. It's not freaking funny anymore. Like I just read an article today about Rainn Wilson. For you Office fans out there, Rainn Wilson says wherever he goes, he ends up getting something of his made into Jell-O.
Oh yeah, that just happened to him again. I saw.
Yeah, I just
at
saw
a hotel that he stayed in. They put something in Jell-O.
He's over it. He's like, okay, it was funny at first. I get it. It's almost 20 years since the first episode debuted. I think we can let the joke go. And the same thing with this 9/11 thing. You're not creative.
The guy that plays Ben Wyatt too on Parks and Rec said he has the same thing with calzones. Like, he'll never live that down.
Oh, calzones. Parks and Rec is another one of my favorite shows. Ron Swanson's my favorite TV character ever. You got a little bit of a Ron Swanson voice.
I do? I don't think so, but I don't know.
That-
My voice sounds so different to me than when I hear it back. I'm like, when I go back and rewatch videos, I'm like, oh, that's my voice, huh? I never would have guessed.
Deep, raspy voice. Why? This is not even a steak. Why would you call it that on your menu? Here's a new one. But yeah, just to wrap up.
Would you like a salad? I'm not a rabbit, so no, I would not.
Salad is the food my food eats.
Yeah.
I love Parks and Rec. So many good characters on that show. That's the Twin Towers one. Yeah, just to wrap up the Twin Towers conversation, it's not funny. It's not original. It's poor, poor, poor taste. Stop doing it. No more airplanes into the buildings. This is the one people would use at first. You know, like the two twin buildings together. So, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, I was looking at that building. I was like, I don't even know if I'd be used for that. It's kind of like that one, like the.
That's another one I think that if you buried.
The future one.
And that's something that I've always given San Diego Studios prop for. I think it's so great that, you know, that you could create two buildings and build, you know, I don't know why you would ever do these two together, but they just happen to be sitting there. But the fact that they don't red out when you put them close to each other, you know, you can get really creative. And Arch and Murph and you are so good at blending these buildings together to make them look like one, you know, actual building. And it's a great way to get creative with the limited props that we're given.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if there was prop collision, I wouldn't even play this game. I'd be like, no, this is dumb. Like,
because if you don't like this stupid thing that sticks out, I got to grab it by the anomaly or by the other part of the anomaly. Like, if you don't like this stupid whatever the hell that is that sticks out on a minor league, you know, field level seat, you know, you put a building there and you hide it. You know, obviously you wouldn't use this anomaly, but you can put a building there and hide it, and it makes it look better. Miles Dutton. I've been there too and completely agree with what you said about the memorial. Thank you, Myron King. I knew I had to go, you know, before I, you know, died or whatever. I had to go because 9/11. I was 24, I think, when that happened.
I was in 7th grade.
22. I was 22. So I saw all that go down, and I'm like, eesh, I'm prime draft age. The twin buildings kind of looks like something that would be used for Howard Terminal. Yes, I agree. Yes, Miles, I agree. Very much so. And that's something that I've been doing a lot with Hollywood Hills and a couple other of my stadiums, putting the grass on top. Yeah, it's too bad that the A's are moved out, but I think Oakland's going to get an expansion team right away. But it was funny because the A's were in New York. I'm a big Yankees fan, if you guys haven't guessed that already by my scoreboards. They played Oakland, and there was Oakland fans behind home run fence, behind the home plate, and they were holding up a sign saying, sell the team. Stay in Oakland. It is a little bit of greed. It's crazy when you think of how much money that these people make, you know, running and owning a baseball team, and then they have to get money from the government to build a new stadium.
Well, and they were trying to foot the bill to the taxpayers in Las Vegas, and luckily they all got together and shot that down. They're like, no. And it's, the thing, too, is like John Fisher, like, once they move to Vegas, it's not going to change. He's not going to just start spending money on players. Like, okay, Vegas, have fun with your team of, you know, unwanted toys.
And as a Yankee fan, that kind of gets frustrating to me because you can't tell me the Cleveland Indians don't make enough money where they can add people, you know, spend a little bit more money on talent and put together a better team. Same thing with the Orioles. They have the money. They can do it. They're just greedy sons of bitches. So when, you know, I sat at an Indian game 2 years ago, we went and saw the Yankees play the Indians, and this drunk guy sitting next to me, and he's telling me, oh, you're a Yankee fan. They spend all this money on the players, and they just buy their teams and blah, 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 blah. First of all, when was the last time the Yankees won a frickin' World Series spending all this money on their players? And second of all, the low-budget teams can do it too. They just don't. They line their own pockets.
Well, I mean, I grew up in Minnesota. Look at them. The Pole ads, when I was growing up, they had more money than the Yankees owners, yet they didn't spend the money.
They have the money. They can do it. They just hide behind small market. We're in a small market.
Yeah, I get that it's a business too, but there comes to a point where it's like, yeah, it is a business, but if you want to put fans in the stands and grow your business, you got to spend some money.
Spend money to make money. See, this one says concessions right there, and it's available in the concessions. This is new, right? This can work in any ballpark, I think.
Yeah, it's not too over-themed.
I need to start taking advantage of buildings like this. My problem is I'm not a fan of the way it looks, but like the Twins Anomaly, you can kind of build off it, build the concourse off this part of the deck and then down here too. So I need to start taking
the colors are
advantages of
just so
that.
tropical.
Right. It's weird. I don't know what to do. Should we try to build a stadium? I don't know. This is fun. I'm having a blast. I hope you guys are enjoying watching as much as I am doing this and just talking about stadiums. My only problem with this is I tend to repeat myself so much talking about stadiums. This is another one that you could do too, because it's got, like this part up here and then the top of the building and then this little, that's another one you could take advantage of and kind of build off it to get creative. And again, part of my tips, I knew this was going to happen. People do this, right? Streamers take breaks so I can let my dog out. He's up here whining at me. Hey, buddy. You guys want to
I closed mine out of the room. He was whining at me too, but my girlfriend took him out, so. Come
here, buddy.
Oh, you lost a subscriber? He's an Orioles fan?
Oh, no. Hey, the Orioles won last night. Here's my little one-eyed dog. Can you guys see him? My one-eyed puppy. He's an old man, aren't you, buddy?
Oh, there he is.
I'm on delay. This is my little Charlie. He's 12. All right, I'm gonna let him out. So talk amongst yourselves. Or Sewell, I don't know. You can call back or whatever, but I gotta let him out. He's an old man. He can't hold it in very well. Stay tuned. Come on, buddy. Daddy's coming. I'm sorry.
Hey, there's Arch. Dennis Fawcett, that's Archmage, right? Yeah, the Rangers are actually spending money now. I think they get a lot more fans for that new stadium. I really want to visit that one. It looks really cool. I'm trying to get to all the parks, and I think I've got 13 that I've been to, and then we're planning on going up to San Francisco here in July. Yeah, Arch, Phil was telling me that you hate the update just as much as I do because you're doing the old school parks, and I don't know, I think they're all ridiculous. Arch, are you working on any new stadiums? Or are any of you guys working on any new stadiums? I know I haven't done Stadiums that Inspire in a while. I got to start editing an episode pretty quick here. I'll probably start it again tonight. I got about 80 stadiums I need to go through and pick some and put a whole new episode together. I can't stand to wear all the stadium props. Oh, well, yeah, there's not much. I did see there's like a tiny light that I could see using on the concourse because it looks like it might light up the concourses a bit for areas where you can't really do with the giant lights because it brights out so much, but we'll see. I haven't played around with it too much. Yeah, I have to pull up my list, Arch. I have a lot from you. I have a lot from Jedi Yank. I'm trying to spread them out because I don't want to have. It'd be cool to do. I thought about doing just like a stadium, like a creator showcase where it's just all your guys, where you have like 5 or 6 stadiums or something like that. Might be kind of cool to do. Iron King, you're saying you submitted one to me? I have such a long list. I'm really sorry. I'm still behind, guys. I have a whole Excel spreadsheet of everything. I'm looking at it right now, and yeah, I've marked down the ones that I have shown, and there's a lot more that I haven't. Well, what was the name of your park? Which one? Let's see, Texas Eggs. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 9 from Texas Eggs. SANMANDAN, I have 4 of yours. I have Steve Calling, Ballpark in Anaheim, Freedom Park, Colorado Falls. Arch, I have at least 2 that I'm seeing. Brush Stadium, Polo Ground, and Forbes Field. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. It's just been it's been crazy. The Stadium Creator Showdown took up so much of my time editing that together, but that'll be wrapping up tomorrow, and then I can get back to some stadiums that inspire. What's the username you submitted it under? Was it still Myron King?
Sewell, any chance you're still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just talking to the guys about all the stadiums that I'm behind on for stadiums that inspire. I was looking at my list, and I think I have 82 that I have not shown.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it's it's something I need to really get on.
Arch. There he is.
Yeah, Arch is in the building. We were just talking about how you're saying that he doesn't like the update at all either.
Arch, come on, man. These buildings fit perfectly into your style of stadiums, right?
Yeah, get in the DeLorean, Arch. Make it back to the Future Stadium.
Oh, man. It's too bad that, like Murph, he said he was working on a stadium. It was minor leagues, and he wanted to name the minor league team the Nerf Herders, and that led to turning it into a Star Wars-themed stadium. So I created a minor league park for one of your subscribers, Sewell, called Region Field. The guy loved it. Awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
Myron.
I didn't even see in the comments that you guys were talking about making a stadium for each other.
I did want to get on to make a plug. If you look on my YouTube channel, there is a Facebook page, a link to my Facebook page, and there is a link to a form where you can submit stadiums now and for showcasing. I plan on recording tomorrow, maybe do a couple videos. I'm behind on editing a couple of Respect the Picks. I wish my brother was able to take over editing Respect the Pick. It just leaves a lot on my table. Even, being off for this month, it can get overwhelming. So I don't give a pinch of ferret poop about these new. Poor Arch. I know, man. It's this new thing is certainly not your gig.
Yeah. Well, when someone sent me the thing and it said Future City Park, I was like, I don't have high hopes.
Arch, are you on Discord or anything? Are you on Sewell's Discord? But
I don't think I've seen him on there, but maybe.
If you, I'm gonna repeat it. I'll repeat it a couple times. If you go to Sewell21's Discord, we have pinned up there a big, huge, long list of things that don't work correctly, things that we would like to work better, suggestions, all things that you can copy and paste and submit in a ticket to SDS on MLB The Show, their webpage. They have a nice little form right there that you can copy and paste it into. Let's let them know. Let's get as many people behind this cause as possible so they think, hey, it is worth our while to maybe go in and make these changes. Some of the things are simple enough. Like, I say it almost every video I make. Why can't you just leave? The distances are right there. I mean, you can see them right on the freaking wall. Just have that on the wall and stay there.
We'll just make it like the Ivy. Just make it a number. Make that an option. It's the simplest thing. It shouldn't be that hard to program.
Right. That's another thing you can do. Just when you go in
put
here.
Put fake distances on there. Make it 6,000 feet. I don't care. But, I mean, just give me the option to do something.
Right. Because if you go here and you adjust the wall, you can see the distance. You remember, okay, it's 313. Keep changes. So you go over here and you create a prop, and instead of a window or the Ivy, it's a 3. And then next to it, you put the 15. You know what I mean? That's a great idea.
Or how about an advertisement?
Right, an advertisement or a scoreboard. This is another big ask for people is they want things that can go into the walls. And if they can put Ivy, this crappy-looking Ivy, by the way, I don't see why they couldn't put anything else. And again, they need something like that for behind home plate too. What stadium doesn't have a rotating billboard back there, for advertising?
Yeah, I'd like to see. I know it's like a really really small thing, but if you could put like the new pitch clock behind, it'd be kind of cool. Just the different rules, but. No, I'm not a fan of the pitch clock either. That's a whole other thing, but I mean, you have them in there now, so you might as well.
No, I'm glad you brought it up. Let's talk about it. I am anti-pitch clock for a bunch of reasons. One, I like just to unwind at the end of a summer game day, put on the Yankee game, cruise on my phone, play my game. I'll be creating a stadium, and I have it set up where I can watch the Yankee game on the other TV. I can be on my phone. I can be playing my Switch in my hand while the Yankee game's on in the background. And it feels like it's over like that. And then even before the pitch clock, we did 2 different Yankee trips. We did Cleveland, and then we followed them to Pittsburgh. And this is in 22. And then we went to Yankee Stadium to see Paul O'Neill's retired get numbered. Get retired. We went and saw his number be retired, 21. And then they played the Blue Jays that game, and then we stayed for Subway Series against the Mets. It was the first time I was ever a bleacher creature. And if you go in any line at the concession stand, you're there for like 2 or 3 innings. And it seems like it's going to be even more with the stupid pitch clock, speeding things up. So you go to the game and you're in line, you've missed half the game. And I know stadiums don't like it because they're losing a lot of beer sales because the 7th inning comes so much quicker now, and they have to shut down selling beer. So I think
I remember one stadium they were doing it until the 8th inning, but I don't remember how that turned out. I was just like, well, it's kind of cutting a little bit close with how fast the games end now. Then I don't know.
I think that banning the shift is a good start. You had to get rid of the shift. It's like zone defense. No one likes to see a stack up the field. I hated watch people grounding out to right field. I got so fucking bored of watching guys ground out to right fucking field. No fun to watch at all. So keep the shift gone. I like that. That's a good start because I think people are swinging for the fences less because they can, hit base hits again. They can pull the ball and get a base hit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that could help pick up the pace of the game. Go ahead.
The other thing that a new study came out saying pitcher injuries are up. And they think it's because of the pitch clock because they're throwing harder more often now.
Okay, so that's a good defense too. If that's truly the case, another reason to get rid of it. Now, another thing that they need to do is they need to add that challenge system strike call thing. I'm seeing videos all over the place: TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook Reels, of Angel Hernandez blown calls and all these other blown calls where the pitch is way the hell out here. It just looks bad when you have the strike zone in the box. Maybe they need to get rid of the strike zone in the box if they're not going to do the challenge system. But when you have the strike zone shown on every single game and the ball was way the hell in the other batter's box and the umpires, calling strike 3, it just looks bad. We want to get the calls right. And David Cohn said it in the broadcast last night against the Orioles. People have fun with it. The crowd was cheering, and the crowd get excited when the batter or the catcher or the pitcher can challenge the strike call. They just tap their helmet. It takes 2 to 3 seconds, barely any time. They show it up on the replay, and when you see that it hit the strike zone, if your home team is the pitcher, you're excited. And if you're the batter and they, tap their head and you see that it's a ball, you get excited. It's fun. I think it adds a fun aspect to the game.
He can be like, okay, well, that was a ball, so now I need to adjust my strike zone so that I'm correct.
Right.
I don't want to get rid of the box on TV, too, because it's holding the umpires accountable. Like, we know... And the other thing needs to be said, too, is the younger umpires that are coming into the game, there's a few of them that they're calling damn near perfect games. Like, they're getting better, so...
Right, and that's good. I mean, I've umped a game before. It's hard. I get it, But at the same time, you can't just keep paying these guys to be bad at their jobs.
Yeah, the umpire union's pretty strong.
Like, I couldn't imagine being the Cardinals fan in 1985 because, if I'm not mistaken, Murph, if you're still with us, I'm pretty sure a bad call by the umpires cost the Cardinals the 1985 World Series. I can't remember the exact circumstances, but there was a play at first base that ruined everything. And then, of course, there's Galarraga in his perfect game. I can't remember his first name.
The play at first base back in like 2012.
I mean that they should give him an honorary perfect game. They should put it in the record books that he had a perfect game, because the next fucking season they had instant replay, and it was because of him that they wanted to get.
I mean,
that's just
the good thing that came of it too was that the ump, he admitted his mistake and he felt bad, and they were doing the lineup cards the next day, and he was almost in tears. He knew he blew the call.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, when I saw it on TV the first time, I thought he was safe too, until they showed a different angle. But I was like, oh yeah, he was.
Right, but even if
the cool thing was he handled it so well, the coach gave him a Corvette the next day.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
but I mean, in a close game like that, I think you just got to give it to him, you know. But here's another thing: instant replay, and I don't think Oral Hershiser has his record of 55 straight innings. I'm pretty sure there was a call that went his way where a double down the line was called fair that should have been foul, or was called foul and should have been fair. And same thing with Johan Santana. He wouldn't have a no-hitter. His no-hitter, he pitched like a gajillion and a half pitches that game, but there was a ball down the line that should have been called fair that was called foul, and if we had instant replay on that, he wouldn't have a no-hitter. So, you know, it's just frustrating when those two guys have records that went their way, but then there's another guy who got screwed, and it just sucks. So you got to get the calls right if you have the technology, if you have the means to make it right. You still need umpires. You still need a guy back there to call the strikes. I would prefer the challenge system because I think it makes it more fun. But if you're not going to do the challenge system, then you got to do the iPhone thing. They're doing a thing where an ump has an iPhone in his pocket that has a speaker in his ear, and if it's a strike, it makes a noise, and the umpire calls strike. If it doesn't make a noise, he calls it a ball.
I'm not on board for robot umps. I don't think that. I think the beauty of the game of baseball is the human element. But I'm with Arch to say he doesn't want to see robot umps either. I mean, I'm fine with a challenge system, but I just don't want to see an automatic game. You know, like what are we going to get? Like automatic, you know, safe and out calls, Max? Like it just, I don't know.
I don't think you need automatic calls for that. The strike zone is too. Umpires have their own thing, and too many players. You know, hitting is hard enough as it is without having to guess what the fucking strike zone is. You know, I think if players had a consistent strike zone, they could get up there and, you know, they wouldn't have the bat taken out of their hands so much. How many times did balls get called, you know, low strikes on Aaron Judge? It's bullshit. How many more home runs could he hit if the umpire didn't make all these bullshit strike threes? You got to have something to help the hitters out, because baseball, to me, is more fun when there's more offense. I don't like games like last night where it was 2-0. You know, every once in a while you can respect, you know, a great pitched game, you know, by both guys, and the pitcher's duel could be fun. But for the most part, I think if you want to get young viewers involved, you got to let these guys hit, and you can't have the umpires taking the bats out of their hands. Yeah,
that's true too. I mean, and it's one thing too, like people always complain about attention spans getting shorter, and it is kind of true. But I don't know. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older, because I'm 36 now. But I'm more of a traditionalist when it comes to baseball. But
yeah, I
was really against the review system. But after I saw the stat and actually that it was like in the first season, it was like between 60 and 65% of calls or challenges were overturned. I was like, okay, yeah, I can see that. And, I know they eased their way in with reviewing home runs on the foul poles too. And I was like, yeah, that's probably a necessary thing.
This is the new light, right? Now, this thing I think could be good for, like, used as a pillar or a pole. So I like this guy.
I think, how much does that light up? Put it somewhere where you can't see much around it. I was wondering how much it lights up. So it looked like it lit up a decent amount where you could put it over the concourse and light up the concourses. Yeah, see, look at that. That's just from that. Is that from that light, or is that from the node on the top?
I'm way far away now from everything.
Okay, yeah, my stream's got to catch up to you. No, it doesn't light up crap. Never mind.
I hope Corey Seager gets better. He's so fun to watch play.
Oh, yeah, they just, you see
I agree.
Mike Trout injured. Someone just commented he's got to go undergo knee surgery, but not expected to miss entire season.
Mike Trout is going under knee surgery?
That's what it says, yeah, just 20 minutes ago.
That's too bad. He was having a good start.
He's leading in home
all
runs
over the place. Oh man, that's too bad. It's such a waste. Him being on the Angels, you can't tell me those guys don't make fucking enough money to pay pitchers to come play there. Come on.
I think being in California, like, because that's where I live again now. I think the Angels are definitely overshadowed by LA, and LA is spending the money, and they have such a freaking good team that I see people wearing LA hats all the time. I don't ever see. It's pretty rare for me to see anybody wearing Angels gear. I mean, maybe, and then they're wedged between LA and San Diego. So I mean, I think they're a market loss in the mix of the.
Now I always thought it was Mets over Yankees, Dodgers over Angels. Is it Cubs over White Sox, or are they pretty even? You lived in Chicago, right?
That's a north side, south side kind of split. If you're, well, the White Sox want to move over to Lakeshore Drive in that area by the lake, but if you go anywhere south Chicago, White Sox everywhere. If you're on the north side, Cubs everywhere. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty even split, I think. But
it's kind of disgusting.
There's definitely more Cubs fans.
It's kind of disgusting that White Sox are closer to a new stadium, it seems like, than the Rays or the A's, who need it so badly. I mean, that freaking park that the White Sox play in are nothing special, but still, it's in better shape than those two pieces of junk.
Well, I think the White Sox owner said he was going to put up a majority of his own money to get the new stadium.
See, there you go. Put up some of your own money and shit can happen. See, what the hell are you going to do with this thing? Come on. Freaking War of the Worlds looking thing. You talked about the Jetsons. This thing looks like George Jetson's house right here.
Yeah, right.
Get me off this crazy thing. How has there not been a live-action Jetsons movie yet? Especially after they did the Flintstones. Okay, Miles.
Yeah, everybody's on the Fallout hype right now, but I love Fallout.
Everyone's talking about Rangers, Astros, North Texas, and South Texas.
Oh, isn't? I never even thought of that.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of the Astros as a Yankee fan.
Yeah, I mean, it's that whole deal is such a tarnish on there.
Right? This thing looks like it belongs in Mario World. You jump on this thing and it springs you up.
Oh.
We need giant Mario to jump on this freaking thing. What are you going to do with this? I'm not a huge fan. I mentioned it this morning. Pittsburgh is one of the stadiums that is like famous for its backdrop. Being able to see the city. Oh my God! If you haven't seen a game in Pittsburgh, it's almost worth a special trip just for it. Oh my God, is it gorgeous? But and everything's pretty affordable. The food is affordable, but I mean, again, the lines are long. But I mean,
so the game I went to in Pittsburgh was awesome because the Penguins were in town for a playoff game. So the tickets were really cheap. We sat behind home for like $13.
Oh wow!
There was like 6,000 people at the stadium. Yeah, we got them off StubHub.
Look at that.
We were on a baseball trip. We did Milwaukee. I was living in Minnesota at the time, but we went to Milwaukee and then Cleveland. And then I was like, Pittsburgh's not that far. We should look online. And the tickets were so cheap. We're like, that's 2 hours. Let's go over to Pittsburgh too and catch a game.
Sweet. What are you gonna do with this? You gonna have giant aliens sit on a patio and eat fucking brunch? What is this thing?
So I think a lot of the props, you're supposed to put that down and then put one of the toppers on top of it and kind of make it's all for futuristic skylines, really.
And this thing too. This is like a fucking launch pad. Send me off to Mars on this thing. I don't see the point of it, even in a futuristic stadium.
Yeah, like I said, it's all for background skyline stuff. So you're going to take that and then put one of those like dome things on top of it.
They're giant tables. This one maybe I can get on board with because that looks kind of cool. I don't remember this one from earlier. Again, with the Howard Terminal type grass in different spots. If you bury it, maybe you can get it. Nope, you can't get it very close to the field. See, I like to hit the props. If you're new to the channel, I like to hit the props. I like to, create short or small field level seating so you can go over that stuff and hit the props or have the stuff blend into the seating, have all these different layers. It's exciting to me to watch the ball go fly places that you don't expect. It gets a little boring. Like, I always hated it when, like, the Home Run Derby or the All-Star Weekend was in, like, Chicago at New Comiskey or whatever the hell it's called now.
Yeah, it just flies into like a sea of fans.
Yeah, it just flies into the fans, and people catch it. Like in new Yankee Stadium, or old Yankee Stadium, people are hitting them into the black seats. People were hitting them off that back wall. People were hitting them into the upper deck, and people were hitting them into the second deck. And there's just all these people were hitting them into the bullpen and the Monument Park and all this other stuff. But like Chicago, even well, Wrigley Field, you can hit it out of the stadium, right?
Yeah,
people were hitting the scoreboard.
Honestly, I don't even remember the last time they had a home run derby in Wrigley Field.
Yes, Miles, there are new batter's eyes. This is one of them right here.
Was there 2 or 3 new batter's eyes?
There's 3. This is one.
Oh yeah, they got that weird, stupid bamboo fence one. I always forget about that one.
This is one. Here's 2. This one's stupid. Looks like it belonged more in the dinosaur one than anything. And then this one...
That's an advanced terrace.
This one is 3, the Ruins one. I like the Ruins one, but I think it would be better as an anomaly. Like, you could probably blend... You can probably blend some luxury seats in there. Shit, I don't know where anything is now that...
I just want to say this stadium that we're creating on the stream right now, amazing. Up there with Tosca.
Well, we're kind of getting a feel for it. I mean, the new things are kind of taking over, right? The new props are kind of taking over conversation. So, maybe we can set this up a little bit better in the future. I don't know. Maybe you can put guys in there or something. But this is the thing I've always given San Diego Studios credit for. The fact that you can blend guys in like this, it so enhances the creativity that you can do, with the limited props that you're given. So this was a must, and the fact that you can bury stuff. Like, say you don't like this little building right here, you can just take it and bury it, and then you just got the tower part. Or you can hide it with something else on the ground. So that part is phenomenal, But they need different seats. We've talked about it a million times. You need to be able to have this situation right here where you have the field level seats, and then on top of that, it should be more like this.
Or just saying, he hope he doesn't patch the glitch out. He's heard that they're going to. I don't think they will. It would take effort by them to do that. Like,
this is how field level seating should look, right? There's like a bigger wall because when you're walking in the walkway, you don't want to block the people back here. So I think you need to make this smaller. This should be no bigger than this top section, and then you have this like on top like that.
Well, the front section should only be like, maybe 15 rows, if that. That's how most parks are.
Well, I don't know. A lot of times they go into like double A, double B, all the way to like double Y.
I guess it depends park to park.
I'm just blocking off. See, right there. I would love field level seating, like no bigger than that. I mean, that's got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. If I counted correctly, 13 rows. It's probably a little small, but again, I would love just a section this size, especially for behind the home run fence. I agree.
Well, in most modern stadiums, that's what they're doing. Like, I know Target Field only has 15 rows behind home. Even like, they're kind of like retrofitting, like Chase Field. When I went to a couple games there's like certain rows to a certain point where you can get some in-seat service. It's only like 10, 12 rows, and then it goes, like you said, a little walkway, and then it goes back, and the rest is just kind of general.
This is a feature, not a building. See, why wouldn't this be a building? Looks like it's got turtle shells on it.
Yeah, like greenhouses or something.
And see, this is the other prop I use because it's got that big round roof. It's another example of why can't they give us at least a prop that looks like a roof that you could put over a stadium, or that it would be retractable, because that thing slides. It fits over the whole stadium. Obviously, you can't because the rest of it reds out. But if you had just that little roof, It could.
Well, I think the best way to tackle it too, just like, if you don't get prop collision, just have a template that has a retractable roof, make it unmovable. Like, you can't select it. It's just part of the map, like the field.
Right, I agree. That would be nice to have a template starting with that, starting with artificial turf or a closed dome. A dome that's already closed. If you don't want to.
Yeah, the lighting would just be tough in a closed dome. But...
True, very true. But I mean, they have the ways. My problem with this artificial lighting is, if they're gonna have 4 of them, why not light up the field enough and just have the light towers be, cosmetic,
like aesthetic.
Yeah. Why do you need them? Why do you need them to be, play such a role if you're going to put the 4 things anyway? But tell me these things don't look like the thing that Superman came in.
Oh yeah.
Right. Superman came to Earth on that bad boy. So yeah, those are the new props. I don't know.
Elon Musk themed props. That's what Art said.
Who said that? Arch? Yeah. Arch, you're the one I feel the worst for about this, buddy. I don't feel too happy for myself because I feel like I have to make a whole new ballpark at the Moonshot Casino.
Yeah, this is the moon. You should be stoked about this. This is Moonshot.
I am, but at the same time, it's like you said, it's kind of like one and done. I mean, you're going to use it for one stadium or one themed stadium, and this could be used
someone said
for
it's because
stuff.
of the D&D thing, right? Or not D&D, not Dungeons and Dragons, but Diamond Dynasty. Like they're doing like a new future or whatever, and that's kind of what this is for. But how many people are actually? Because I don't do Diamond Dynasty or play online at all. I just do Stadium Creator and I do franchise and go to the show from time to time. But
I would
are
play
people
online.
building stadiums for Diamond Dynasty? Like, it doesn't seem like it to me, but I don't know.
In the past, they've done online leagues where you can use fictional rosters. If we ever brought that back, I would love, because somebody said when we were doing the RDL Stadium Challenge, when that was, like in the peak of the RDL Stadium Search, someone said that they wanted to play in the league with me, and oh my God, it would be so fun to give you guys some of our players that we've been playing with for 30 years, and you guys can create your own guys or use other, fake guys and build them up into a great, player. It would be so fun, but they just got to be able to bring back the fictional rosters or the, whatever kind of rosters, customizable rosters where you can play online play. And the fix for that is I would want, once the league starts, you can't edit attributes anymore, but you can edit, like their gear, you can change their number, you can change whether they're wearing sunglasses or not and all that stuff. I would freaking love that, but they got to bring back online play. And that's another thing that frustrates my brother and I, because we hate pitching from behind the catcher. Hate. So they need to, have online franchise modes, because when we play each other, we either sim the games, or like if he's the home team, he'll play 2 of the games and I'll play 1 against the computer, or some other way to do it where we don't play each other because we can't stand pitching from behind home plate. When the 3D TVs were popular, they had a thing where if you wore 3D glasses, the hitter would only see the hitter and the pitcher would only see the pitcher. And we tried that, but it didn't work very well.
I remember that.
It didn't work very well. So that was like
that's funny too. When 3D was big, I was working at Best Buy and I was selling home theaters, and I was the only one, and I was pretty much ostracized for this. But I was like, hey, just so you guys know, 3D TV, it's gonna come and go. It's not the future. And everybody's like, oh, you got to be out of your mind. This is amazing. I'm like, give it 2 years. Like, it's gonna be gone. And then look, can you even find them anymore? Like,
nope. Same thing with curved TVs. I still have a curved TV in my bedroom, but they're done.
Yeah.
At least the bigger ones.
Yeah, that was kind of a Samsung thing.
You can
curved
see
monitors are still kind of a thing.
Yeah, you can see curved monitors, but definitely not. Look at this guy. This guy too. This is another thing that can fit over the stadium. You can't tell me they can't make a prop that could rest.
Does it let you do it though?
Huh?
It doesn't let you actually put it over though, does it?
No. You'd think it would because it had that empty space. but I mean, it's a big enough thing where you can have it right up, sucked up next to the thing, and it looks like the roof is closed, like when the Minute Maid Park is open in Houston. I still have a curved 65-inch TV. Can't find them anymore. Nope. Sign me up for something like that when it comes out. I usually create a team and rebuild the franchise, trade away high salary players for young prospects. Absolutely, Myron. Listen, the RDL is coming. One thing I'm going to do now that we have a fictional rosters, I have my team done, I have Mark's pitching done, and I have another team started. Once I get my team done, it goes a lot faster because I'm a little bit more picky with my guys. So it goes a lot faster. I'm going to plug in the stadiums that you guys gave me for the RDL stadium search, and then I'm going to showcase my guys playing on your stadiums. So that's something to look forward to. So if you ever submit a stadium, you're going to see it played with RDL guys. And once the guys are assigned, I mean, there's only 30 stadiums, right? I also have the RDL Legends. I take over the Washington Nationals because that way the Rochester Red Wings are my AAA team, and I fill all 3 levels with RDL Legends. So the RDL Legends are going to play against the very best version of the Yankees, you know, like Ruth and Wright and Garrett at first and fucking David Ortiz on the Red Sox and, you know, all those, you know, old school guys, you know, those Legends teams that people put together. I put up the Ricky Davis Legends against those and create a league. That's where I'll use all the other stadiums because sometimes you can only play 2 games at a time if you're sharing an online league with my brother, right? So when I'm waiting for him to play his games, I'll bust out the RDL Legends and play. And that's where, you know, you got some of the highlights from the RDL, you know, stadiums that I've already showcased. So, wow, I've been on almost 2 hours. I think I got to wrap it up here, fellas.
I was going to say, I've been on the phone for like an hour as somebody else wanted to call in. But I was going to say, Myron King, if you copy and paste that message and send it to John Fisher in Oakland, he probably has a job for you.
Well, I didn't see that. What's this?
Or he said he just trades away all the high salary players for young prospects.
Oh, yeah. Same thing with the Tampa Bay. Yeah, they'll have a job for you too. All right. So, guys, this was fantastic. I hope you guys had fun. It was 2 hours. We had Murph on the phone. We had Sewell on the phone. One more time, congratulations to Murph075 for winning the Stadium of the Year contest. I'm going to change the name of this to announce that this is where it is. I didn't want to create a whole new video just for that. So I wanted to, you know, do it with the live version, and I thought he would be a fun guest to talk to, you know, for the first time, you know, bringing someone in. But, you know, me and you, Sewell, have collaborated before. So I'm very flattered. Sewell, I don't know if you've seen him or people have told you the same thing, but I've had a couple people tell us of all the people that do YouTube and that they like us the best. So I'm so shocked by that, and I'm so thrilled, you know, to be, put there with you first of all, and then with all the other people I've seen who do it. It's very flattering. So thank you guys so much for watching these and, you know, helping to build it where it is. I'm so close to 500 subs. I couldn't imagine it would ever get this far. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah, I think you're only about 75 away. And then,
I think
when I started doing YouTube, I was like 10 YouTubers or like 10 subscribers is probably my top. And I was like, oh wow, like after
it's been a fun year and a half, and I'm not too cool and I'm not too big to pretend it doesn't mean anything to me, because it really does. You know, it's, I've got 6,000 viewers. What's the big deal? I really like it. I post both your videos on ATG Discord. Hopefully, you guys there will all sub to you too. That would be fantastic, Arch. Thank you so much. I know you're a big guy. You're all over the place. Anytime I look at a Gaming Kitchen or AP Gaming or Harrison Sawyer, there's a comment from Arch. I watched your video.
There.
Yeah, Arch is the man. You can see why that he digs this so much too, because he's everywhere. So, Arch, you know, thank you for submitting all your stadiums, because you help make my videos better too. So, one more time, let me add that right here on my YouTube channel, there is a link to a Google form where you can request your stadium to be viewed right here on Studio 44. There's also a link to the new Facebook page. Feel free to post pictures of your stadiums. Feel free to talk, you know, anything baseball, anything MLB The Show, anything Stadium Creator. I would love to build this community. Sewell has the Discord server up. It's been a lot of fun to go in there and talk to you guys and see all the pictures and stuff of new stadiums. So check out Sewell 21's server on Discord. Don't forget, while you're there, copy and paste the form. I really hate to burn this into the ground, but I really think it could make a difference if enough of us get in there, copy and paste, and submit that ticket to MLB The Show or to SDS Studios. Let them know that these are the things that we care about and we're passionate about. If there's enough of us, they might, spend a little bit more time on that as opposed to freaking monsters and giant tables.
Yeah, like you said, we got to Andy Dufresne them and just start, flooding them with it. Be like, hey,
yep, you're right.
Like,
my friend Andy Dufresne. I'm not as good.
Yeah, like I
as
said, I know I'm in the
Morgan
minority to know you are too, but I will pay for extra packs to build.
Oh, absolutely, I would.
Do it. Like, there's money to be made here, and I think like, because Diamond Dynasty is such a microtransaction cash cow with those cards and stuff like that. I think.
Yeah,
if we're like, hey, you can bring that format over here, and just don't make the packs ridiculous. Hell, I'll give away packs on my channel. Once I. If they had a $5 cash, I can do it.
If they had a $5, $10, $20, even a $50 stadium pack, as long as it had good enough props, I'm fucking in.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And here's another thing.
It would be just content for me too.
Here's another thing that I think gets overlooked when we talk about wish lists. The vault. The vault's got to get fixed. The vault's got to get better. It's got to be easier to find stadiums. There's got to be a way to filter out the crap. There's got to be a way to filter out 75 versions of the same stadium. There's got to be a way to delete your own stadiums because, there was a time where, like, all my stadiums were being deleted. So I would upload them to save them, even if they weren't finished. Mm-hmm. So there's so many of those stuck in the vault because you can't delete them. In roster creator and logo creator, all those things, you can delete your shit from the vault.
Yeah, it's so strange. I don't get what the difference is.
And I would like the vault to be formatted like those pages as well. Give us 8 thumbnails of stadiums. I'm probably freezing out here, so hopefully this will catch up. I'll keep talking. Give us 8 thumbnails of the stadiums on one page. I don't want to scroll. Look at the next thumbnail. Scroll. Look at the next thumbnail. Scroll. Look at it takes forever to load up. Give me all 8 thumbnails on one page. And give us the same statistics that were in the thumbnails for the rosters and the logos, where it shows you how many people downloaded it, when it shows you when you uploaded the stadium. Show us how many percentage of the people liked the video. Give us all the same things from the logo creator. Those are big things.
Yeah, or even like, because like Art says, he uploaded it 8 times because of updates. Let me just update that file on the vault. Don't have it be a whole new one.
All right. Well, this is starting to look like a good time to wrap this up because I'm starting to get. I think internet's starting to get busy because people are out of work now and. I'm starting to lose my connection, but yeah, I would love those changes in the vault. And this is a big one because I just saw something about the app where you can look at stuff that's in the marketplace and you can look at like card packs or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was, but there's so many things that you can do on the app and that's connected to the game. Why not give us thumbnails of stadiums that you can look on? I would love access to the vault on an app on my phone when I'm waiting in line at the grocery store or at a baseball game or if I'm bored, but I don't want to get up and go to my PlayStation 5. It would be so cool if I could like a thumbnail and it would show up on my PlayStation 5 so I could go in and look at it when I was actually at my PlayStation 5. But see, look at this. The way the vault's set up here, you have to go through each one. And when you're online, it takes a lot longer. It takes forever to the thumbnail to load up. And then when you get to the end, you got to hit R1. And it takes forever.
And God forbid you got to go back.
Yeah.
And you're like, it was 3 pages the other direction. Crap. You can't scroll multiple pages at once.
It takes forever. Now, if you go to the other vaults, boom, right there. Now, granted, they're stadium creators, so it's probably more memory, but if you just had a thumbnail, it can't be that much. And it shows who uploaded the stadium, when, and what time. April 30th, 6:47 p.m. Shows how many people downloaded it, 15, and it gives you a rating. With every single other thing, with the logos and the rosters and the players and the sliders. I want the same thing for Stadium Creator. I want all those things in the vault. And this is not Stadium Creator related, but I want a franchise team. I want a team vault, because you can create the uniforms and you can save the team, but you can't upload it anywhere. So when you get a new version of the game, you have to recreate all the teams again. So as someone who uses 30 fictional teams, I want to be able to save the teams from game to game so I can download them again the next game.
Yeah, and it should be just the same file format. I'm not sure why it wouldn't transfer. It seems strange.
Right, but again, that's all stuff that needs to go in a ticket. Maybe I need to create a new ticket for that. I still got like 2 weeks off of work at least. I am starting to move around better though. I got down the stairs pretty fast, letting the dog out just now. So I'm starting to feel better. I'm certainly not perfect, but I'm supposed to be off crutches in a month, and then after that, they still say 2 or 3 more months before you feel like ready to play sports or anything. So
yeah,
by the time that happens, my baseball season's over. We won our first game. We're 1-1 so far, so that's good. But yeah, it was sad to see everybody. They got their new uniforms and not to be able to be included in that. But okay, again,
there were the Nike uniforms, were there?
No, they weren't. They weren't the new Nike uniforms. So, yeah, I'm going to call that a video. I know we didn't really make a new stadium, but again, I think the new props kind of took over the conversation. Thank you, Murph, for joining me. Thank you, Sewell, for joining me. Thank you to Myron and John. Oh, John's new, John Best. That's not necessarily a familiar name. Myron and Arch, obviously. Miles Dutton, R74, Anthony. No bots. Anthony's new, I think. It's so fun to see all you new guys. Will, awesome. I'm so excited to be doing this. We might have to do more, and I'll let you guys call in, and we'll build a new stadium, and I'll recreate Monsters Park and kind of give tips to people who are looking for that. Because it's like when I was first in radio, they gave me an intern, and I'm like, are you kidding? I barely know what the hell I'm doing. And then I found myself just doing all this stuff and saying, yeah, you do this and you do that, and explain what I'm doing. And I'm like, wow, I guess I do know. So while my stadiums don't seem to be the most popular in the vaults, I've been around the tool quite a while through 3 different versions of the game by now, and I can give some tips in that form. So maybe we'll do that. But again, Sewell, thank you. I'm babbling. Check out the Facebook page. It's linked right to my YouTube account. Please like the video. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch y'all again soon. Facebook page, stadium request. The form is right there. So go and fill out the form if you want your stadium seen. If you have left your name and your stadium already in the comments, I have them noted. I have them, set aside, and they will be shown. So don't worry about that. But in the future, if we could go to the form, I think it's easier to see all those stadiums when the requests come in. So thank you again, everybody. We'll see you all very soon. Sewell, goodbye, buddy. Tell Mom I said hi, and thanks for watching.
Yep. Thanks for having me on again.
You got it. Thank you for coming on. We'll see you. All right. Thanks again, guys. I'm out.